sound. I'm gonna have to make some more adjustments. Before I can feel fully comfortable with it. But it's coming. All right, family. So glad to be with you. I hope you had a great weekend, and the start of this week has been fantastic for you. Excuse me, I gotta be careful. I gotta, cause I know every time I move, you can hear the chair too. I might have to put some oil on them hinges. Um, Appreciate the love. So, if you are new here, who am I? I am Anthony Howell, otherwise known as Soul Swami. And what we do here is discuss all things healing. And we do that in a variety of ways, whether it be personality inventories, whether it's live energy readings, whether it's learning through lectures, just variety of things, or just general conversation. That's generally how we do it. We meet every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Thursday night is generally a spinoff of our Tuesday show. Thursday night is our book club show. And book club is a spinoff because it was supposed to help us to be able to reconnect with some of the child energy in us, and what kid don't like being read to. So that's where book club came from. And Tuesday nights, that's where it's focused on healing. The sound is low. Thank you, bro. I can turn it up. Let me know if that's better. I'm trying to make sure I don't pick up everything. Glad to have you back, black man, too, man. I think that I'm try to kind of stay away from it a little bit because I don't know enough about it. But talking about that Glad to have you back, black man, too, man. I think that I'm try to kind of. Right. Oh, Terrence, man, check me out, bro. This is one of the beats I've made since you here, man. I don't know if you was here from the beginning, but that Jones I was playing. Oh, never mind. It'll show up again at the end when I'm playing it. But anyway, bro, that's one of the beats I made. But back to what I was saying. Thanks for the heads up that the show was low. Where can you find Soul Swami Live? We are on most streaming platforms. We are on TikTok. Well, scratch. I'm gonna say that for last. We are on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. We are also on Twitch. And when TikTok is in a good mood, you can find us on TikTok. And I say that because they restricted me last week, but this week we back on TikTok. So welcome back. Round of applause for TikTok. So glad to have you back. So, you know what I mean, y'all. A lot of people like TikTok because it's easier to show love. All they gotta do is tap the screen. As if any one of them is very difficult, but I respect that, Jones. So again, thank you, black man. I appreciate you. I got a new sound, Jones, because my last one was going crazy. So this one I gotta control with gain, and I gotta be careful on not putting too much gain in it, and then it'd be too loud. And I'm working on my sound because I got this sound. I mean, beat making Jones, but I'm working on my sound so I can put the compression on it. So even when I get loud, it won't get too loud or anything like that. So we grown. All right. Doo. So now we're going to start the show. This week we are on our root chakra. Hence the reddish color lights that have some light therapy. If you are curious on what the root chakra is good for, your root chakra is about your survival skills, your feelings of safety, your feelings of stability, your feelings of security, and grounding, feeling connected to the universe and the people and the earth around you, doing that. The color for that is red. Like I said, if you want to do some light therapy or some color therapy, red is the color that you go for, whether you eat more red fruits and vegetables, or you wear more red clothes, or you spend some time in some red light, hence the color is light. If you are a person that's into stones, some good stones for your root chakra are jasper, red jasper. You can get you garnet, bloodstones, obsidian is good for root chakra. Think red, seem like, and black, right? Red, black. Black is all encompassing, so that's why it'll fit pretty good for this. If you into scents, some scents that you would like to think about are frankincense and myrrh. Every time I say frankincense and myrrh, it's so hard for me not to laugh, because I don't know if you've ever seen it, but one of my classic favorite movies is Half Baked. And Half Baked, dude worked at this pharmaceutical company called Frankincense and Myrrh. So it makes it hilarious on so many levels. Right, pharmaceutical company called Frankincense and Myrrh. So frankincense and myrrh is good at that. Patchouli is good at that. Black pepper. Maybe you get a little heavy on that heavy on that black pepper. Thanks, Toddy. Listen, I took your advice when you said I was gonna say shirt. I took your advice and I went and bought a shirt. So I got one. Doo-doo-doo. So we are going to do a breath exercise. After we do some breath exercise, we do a visualization, and then we really get into the action of it. What's the element for Earth? Honestly, I ain't even really think of a visualization for today. So again, Toddy, thanks for the compliment. I need that compliment to show across the screen. Like, you like my new stone too? We're gonna talk about that in a minute after we do this breath work. So let me hit my bowl for a second. And we might skip visualization because I didn't. Charlie, I hope you ain't in public. Last time you was in public and the vibrations of the bowl started attracting strangers to you. So maybe you get some more attraction power on this planet Earth. I think I was looking at 543, but you know what? 543 probably would work fantastic for the root chakra, because I think it's one of the better grounding breathing exercise that I was recently introduced to. But it is a simple one where for the five, you find five things in your environment that you can see. You take a deep breath, and then we do four things in your environment that you can hear. Then you take a deep breath, and then lastly, we wrap it up with four things in your environment that you can touch, right? So all you gotta do is just relax and listen to my voice, and I'll keep track, the count for you. So take a deep breath before we get started, and point five things out that you can see in your environment. What is one thing that you see? What is two things that you see? What is three things that you see? What is four things? And what is five? Now take a deep breath. Now pick out four things that you can hear in your environment. Oh man, volume low again, bro. Maybe it's me trying to use my sexy voice. Think about four things you can use that you can hear in your environment. All right, what is one thing that you hear in your environment? What is two things that you hear in your environment? What are three things that you hear in your environment? And what are four things that you hear in your environment? And take a deep breath. Last thing, what are three things that you can touch in your environment? What is one thing that you can touch in your environment? What is two things that you can touch in your environment? What are three things that you can touch in your environment? And now take a deep breath. And for the visualization, we're going to do it very simple. I just want you to close your eyes and imagine yourself standing and being connected to the earth that you are standing on, feeling connected to the trees. You feel connected to the wind, the sun as it shines down on your forehead. You feel connected to the smell of the chlorophyll from the leaves in the air right before it rains. You feel connected to the breeze that blows through to cool us off on a hot summer day. Just take a little time and reconnect to the things that make you feel whole. And while you are in that space of reconnecting, I want you to repeat these affirmations with me. I am safe and secure. I am grounded and centered. I am sufficient. I am financially secure. I love being in my body. I am safe and secure. I am grounded and centered. I am self-sufficient. I am financially secure. And I love being in my body. Hey, no other place I'd rather be. All right, family. So we're just gonna do some jaw jacking. I really didn't have honestly, I really didn't even have a plan for the show tonight. Well, of course I had. I gotta say that loosely because of course I had a plan, right? But it was more of a freestyle space. So we're just gonna have some conversations. We're just gonna do some talking and things like that. So the first thing I'm just gonna talk. So I'm so excited. Over the weekend, I don't know if you were able to see the video. As a matter of fact, YouTube did pretty good on the numbers compared to anybody else. But I was able to go to a gym show, and I bought a couple of stones for myself. A couple of them, the ones I have that I'm gonna show you that I'm very excited about. So I got a new color of amethyst, and it really is like a blood orange, reddish type of color. So I ran into the same dude who I bought the black amethyst from. So he said it's from Peru, but he was at this one again this year, and I said I was gonna get some red from him. So I got this brownish, reddish looking thing going on. So it's fantastic. I love it. My thing with amethyst is it's my birthstone, so that's why I get a lot of amethyst. When I walked through the place, they had this yellow sulfur, and it is really like blinds a bat yellow. It is ultra bright, and I got this yellow sulfur. It just kind of screamed at me. And the yellow sulfur is about transformation and rebuilding yourself, so it makes sense on why the yellow sulfur kind of spoke to me, because that's the space that we're in right now. We're building ourselves. We're all in a space of transformation. And then I think the favorite one I got is this knife. So it's selenite, and it's a cleansing stone, which is good. So I like this one in the shape of a knife, and now I use it for my cord cutting. Like people trying to get rid of some connections, I'll be like, now I'll be able to hit them with my cord cutting. But I thought, hold on, oh, I'm doing too much. Thanks, Todd. You've been on the screen, tapping. But those are some of the things that I got from the rock show. It was pretty good. I got a couple more geodes. I know I showed y'all the geodes before. The first guy I bought a geode from, he was there. So I got another one from him. And then there was an older guy there as well, and I bought a geode from him. Surprisingly, I didn't bring them in here because they still look crummy. I gotta wash some of that loose rock off and loose dirt off because I didn't want all that here. Toddy, I'm glad you here too, girl. Because now I'm about to tell this story, right? So I think some of this today's show is just an exercise on how we remain agile and allow the energy to be able to guide us. So I want to start off with a funny story. So as a matter of fact, I'm a snitch. I was talking to Toddy, right? And she asked me a very interesting question. She's like, what was you doing at Woodstock? And I said, I was dead. And she's like, what? I was not alive. And it trips me out because she was dead serious. Like, I know I look great, and I know I look a little old, but there's no way you could think that I was alive at Woodstock. Like, some people like old is old like that, like dinosaurs, Jesus, what else? 1913, slavery, the Depression, all that's put in the same category as old. Like, it's no levels to old. So in her mind, I was alive, like literally. I'd be like 76 years old at this point, right? She was dead serious about this 76-year-old asking me about what was I doing at Woodstock, man. Which was crazy. I'll just tell you that story because it was just crazy to me, so it was funny. And again, Toddy, I appreciate the shirt. I was going to say this, I was going to say. I like this shirt. It made me feel like a 1939 gigolo. Like, I just got myself together in 1939, and that's how life was, which is funny to me. That's just funny to me. So, um, also ironically, we've been talking about, the last couple of weeks we were talking about letting go, and life has given me the opportunity to be able to see how I manage this process of letting go and witness other people as they manage this process of letting go, right? And I remember it was this show, and I don't know if it still had new episodes, but it was one of my favorite shows, right? So I'm very much collected. It's this show called American Pickers, where it's two dudes, and they just pretty much go all over the country finding people who collect. They can be a junkyard collector or somebody that has them in separate cases, individually marked and organized. They go to anybody, right? And I never thought that show would be teaching me so much about people, because it's real. Like, I mean, of course, some of it's scripted. They do some editing, but some of the things that they deal with, you can't script out. Like, people gonna be people, right? And I noticed on that show, the show is really about letting go. These dudes are going to random people that they don't know and trying to push them in a direction of letting go, because these people are hoarders. They're just various levels of hoarders. They've collected a whole bunch of stuff that they can't even use. Some people, they've had this stuff so long they don't even know what they got. So these people are various. Like, whenever we look at that hoarder show, it's just dirt and crud all over a house. But there's levels to this hoarding. You know what I mean? And that hoarding ability is directly connected to your ability to let go, right? So on this show, I love the show, right? And because there were two type of people, right? There was one type of person. The first type of person that they had on this show that they run into is the person that's trying to get rid of it, right? They selling it for dirt cheap. They don't care. You wind up seeing people like this with estate stuff, or people that's ready to move and they don't want to take all that stuff. Like, kids trying to sell some of they grandfathers and stuff like that. He was a hoarder. He had a bunch of stuff. So they be like, you can take whatever you get. You know what I mean? So you see, those are some of the examples of the people who ready to let it go. People who trying to move and they not trying to take all that with them. Or estate stuff. They not keeping this stuff anyway, so they trying to get rid of it to make it manageable for the family anyway, right? And it's the other people. It's the other people that like to say that they want to sell, and they trying to sell, but they price the price so high that no one can afford it, right? Or they're hoping for that one person that will come along and pay that exorbitant price for whatever you value, because they're not really ready to let go. And I say that because I got a friend that was going through something similar, in the sense that they're about to move and they need to let go of some stuff. And the prices are fair in their mind. You know what I mean? But something that let me know that they're in this space of struggling to let go is because the outcome is, well, if nobody buys it, I'll just take it with me. Okay. So when you say that, I do understand that just means that you don't really want to let it go. So when I'd watch this show, I'd see these people that really didn't want to let it go, so they price it so high. And I see people functioning like that. Some people treat their love life like that. They've made their price so high that no one can afford them, emotionally, physically, mentally, or spiritually. And we do disguise that as that we're protecting our peace type of energy, right? And I say that because it was a great experience. I mean, it was an interesting experience to be able to watch this go on in real life. And then thinking about a TV show that I have watched for a long time that kind of, on an unconscious level, a subconscious level, taught me how to recognize these dynamics in people that I come in contact with every day. I love the show again because I'm part hoarder. You know what I mean? It's in me. I be struggling to let go of some stuff, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So I got part hoarder in me myself, right? Which is wild. And it commonly was a sobering experience too, because it allows you to see you. It's a observer effect. It allows you to see from the outside on how you look sometimes when you're struggling to let go. So one of the reasons I wouldn't have pushed that person or did anything else is because I understand I have things I probably need to get rid of, and I keep giving myself different reasons on why I should not get rid of, right? It gave me an opportunity to pause and be able to think about myself. Am I pricing myself? Am I pricing myself out of the market? Okay, hold on. In various ways, whether it be dating, whether it be friendship, whether it be partnership, is business, whatever type of dynamic, whatever type of connection. Gave me an opportunity to be able to really look at myself, to be able to see that, you know what I mean? And that was great because I thought I was perfectly in line. I don't know what's going on. I felt like that was perfectly in line. Regional round, okay? Perfectly in line with us talking about the ability to let go. Also, last week was something interesting too. I had a dream that I was being cheated on. Todd, if you still there, I realized I connected that dream to the story I just told you. I think that's whose house I was in, because it makes sense. I was like, I was in that room before. I've done some Reiki work in the side room in that space. So, but it was funny. So in this dream, it was crazy. I was at, I don't know. In my dream, it seemed as though we had a relationship. So I'm at a woman's house that I date. The woman don't look familiar. I don't know who she is, right? And it's some other guy in there as well, right? And for some reason, the guy's supposed to be training her. They start working out or something crazy, right? So these fools start wrestling. And I remember thinking in a dream, like, yo, y'all gonna sit here and wrestle right in front of me? And I remember stopping in the dream and I asked the guy, I was like, yo, you gotta leave. Because it was crazy. The woman was telling me that she felt threatened and all that stuff, but she kept interacting. She would say that she wasn't fit. She felt uncomfortable. She would say that, she didn't want him here. But when the opportunity came for her to really show that, she couldn't do it. So she started wrestling. As a matter of fact, like Toddy, as I talk about it, my friend was wrestling with the decisions on what to do. You feel me? Tracy, thanks for joining. We just having general conversation tonight, so I hope you enjoy it. You got a question, you go ahead and ask. Other than that, we just talking. Right. So I seen, like, now it's making sense to me. That dream was preparing me for what I saw, because I seen my friend wrestling with the idea of letting go. That's what it looked like, right? And I remember I walked up the stairs. Liberty. Hey, Liberty, you missed my beat. I'm trying to play it for you too, because I don't know if Terrence's still there, but I tried to a beat I played. Hold on, let me see if it's gonna come through. Told y'all been wilding out. Toddy, it's the banjo beat. Oh yeah, there you go. Liberty. That one there is an original. I got another one that I'm working on too, but it's different. You know what I mean? It's funny. What I talked about. Well, it's ironic because that yellow stone that I showed everybody, the yellow sulfur, is also good for cleaning out creative blocks. And realistically, I was stuck under some creative block, right? I don't know. I don't know. I just couldn't think of anything new. I really didn't have the energy to do the things new. And it's just ironic how life can lead you down a path that can break you free from some of the blocks that you had. So you remember my jump started acting up again where I couldn't get the voice. And I was like, I just got this one. So I went and invested in one that was a little more expensive. And it came with a beat. Oh shit. I forgot I'm still playing this and talking. But it came with a beat making music. And beat making programs. So I just in a space of boredom, I took a chance and just started trying to make some stuff. And it's amazing to me how it comes together. It also flashes out a little bit about that dream when I was telling y'all about me and the coral, because I'm locked in and it's different colors. If y'all can see, like, the way you set it up is different colors for each of the don't worry, the grands is a little more important. I can play that beat for you a little bit later. See, you gotta do like Toddy be having people that be hey, be hollering in her ear, hey, when she be trying to get on the phone. So she be trying to use her headphones. When she don't use headphones, she be having strange men walk up to her in public when they be hearing the vibrations. But yeah, anyway, it came with some beat making software, and I just started making stuff. And I'm not trying to listen. I'm trying to make music for us and for myself, and stuff just for the affirmations, like just so I can use. I'm not trying to make music, something to give me that creative spark, that creative flow. And it's been amazing just to see how I can start from a symbol, just a simple symbol, and the next thing you know, you just layer upon layer upon layer. And it ironically, it has me listening to music a little differently, because now I can hear the different layers. Like before, I just heard the beat, right? But now I still hear the beat, but I hear the cymbals that were separate from the beat. I hear the drum bass line that started. Now you layered it with like it's just wild. It's just wild concept. So I've been having a great time with that. But anyway, so as I go upstairs, like as the dude say, nah, he not gonna leave. So I go upstairs. I'm like, I'm going to get my gun. So I go upstairs and it's dark in this room, so I can't, which is hilarious, which is funny, right? So it's dark in this room, right? And I can't find my pistol. And of all the things that pop in my head, because this thing has stuck with me ever since I seen it again. I was watching this on TikTok, some clip, and dude, it's Dragonfly Jones. If you ever watched Martin, you know who Dragonfly Jones was. And Dragonfly Jones is at the ATM trying to get his money. And dude walks up, like one of his students walk up. He's like, hey, can you pay me my money? Anyway, he's like, I need this money because my lights is out. And Dragonfly Jones replied to him, had you been practicing your art, you know your way in the dark. So while I'm looking for my pistol, the first thing that popped in my mind is Dragonfly Jones is, had you been practicing your art, you know your way in the dark. And out of nowhere, some light came up and I could find my pistol. And as soon as I got ready, I woke up, right? So then I had to ask, I woke up from that and I've been thinking about it since. What is my subconscious trying to tell me, right? So Liberty, I think you are right? I think it is allowing me to fall in love with music, not even on a different level, but to fall in love with music and arts and all that stuff again, because that was some of the stuff that kind of got left behind as I went on this corporate path, and then on a emotional and spiritual level, which we always talk about here. Music could be so freeing, or that thing can be a prison that holds you into your past memories. So music, it was crazy. Music became a space that was very triggering for me, right? And it's ironic because, a lot of times we think about the different types of music that we have access to. Hey, what's up on YouTube? Oh, Twitch. That's you on Twitch. I feed Twitch. I ain't seen you in a minute. Let me move this thing out the way so I can see what's going on. But it gave me an opportunity to be able to see music had became a triggering place, right? Because there is a soundtrack to my life. And some of those stories is songs that remember, like I promise you, it's this song, I forget her name, Vega, but Tom's Diner, Sarah Vega or something, I don't know. Tom's Diner is 1988. I don't know. Great song. I still love it. It's a house song. The house people know it. But that song puts me in a time machine, and I travel right back to the time where that song was very important in my life. You know what I mean? And I can think about times where I'd be in a relationship and that relationship ended like dead serious. When that long relationship I had, that was about 6 years or so forth. When we broke up, I ain't listen to music no more, because so much of our relationship was music, right? And it's a space in my life where music, I love music, right? I love to dance, I love to sing, I just love music, right? So if you get to a space where I'm sharing my love of music with you, I love you on a level that words are very difficult to explain. So of course I'm in a relationship with her, and I shared my love of music in ways that I hadn't shared. So when that relationship ended, music became a triggering space for me, right? And it's funny now because I was like, I went through this whole period where this is one of the reasons I fell in love with NPR. But I went through a period for, like, when I say a period, it was like a year. I just ride my car in straight silence, just straight thoughts, because it was a point where I could turn my thoughts off. But that music, the vibrations, it just does something to your spirit where you start astral projecting, you start time traveling. You can smell the family cookouts, you can do all types of stuff. And some things I didn't want to remember. And there were artists that I loved that we shared together that I ain't want to deal. Yeah. Jasmine, I do see your chats. We're gonna get to you next. I don't know if you were on the last show, and I did miss you on book club because in book club I don't have access to be able to see the chats like that, right? But on when I'm sitting in my office studio, whatever that is, I do get to see the chats, right? So yeah, so I appreciate your support. Like I said, tonight we're just having general conversation. So, and I love my Twitch people because I'm a gamer, so I know the gamer people. That's my community. Yes, I have seen your chats, so thank you. I'm doing well. Life is well. We talking about that, like, yeah. So the music is giving the opportunity to begin to attach music again to songs and sounds of freedom. You know what I mean? And the creation of it allows me to get lost and allows me to reconnect to my love for music again, right? There's a lot of genres of music that I like, man, I don't even want to hear that right now. But I'm in a space where I recognize that some of the voices that I used to listen to as far as music to help me adjust with energy or mood or emotions, yeah, I'm falling back in love with those. So yeah, and I okay, so I see how it might be difficult to imagine me without music, but I ain't even tell anybody. So I wouldn't even tell anybody. But you'll understand, when you're in this process of processing feelings and emotions, sometimes it could take you to, I don't want to say dark spaces, but it'll take you to not dark spaces. But it definitely will allow you to visit the dark corners of your mind, right? And when you know that, some aspects, like when you living in a space where you're in the dark corners of your mind, you're like, I don't really want nobody to know, right? So part of this growing process that we've gone through is even being able to allow people to see or recognize when I do need help. You know what I mean? Because, the idea of being a man sometimes is directly tied to that idea of being strong and being able to manage your emotions and everything. It's not really an idea of a space of being strong and releasing emotions, right? It's just manage them. And most of the time you talk about managing, tuck them back down in, which you just tuck them down in, tuck them down, tuck them down, tuck them down, tuck them down, tuck them down. That don't mean nothing, right? So I really do think it gives me an opportunity to be able to fall in love with music again. And then, like I said, it gets my creative blood flowing. It gives me motivation to do some other things. So that has helped me definitely break through that creative block, which is funny because, we talked about that. This creative area is somewhat of a rebirth itself because I've been so office, so regimented, so focused, right? It's just been like that. So I enjoy this opportunity to, as a matter of fact, this perfect spin into this conversation. So I've been enjoying connecting to all the versions of myself, right? So I just told you about that dream, right, where I was being cheated on. And I had to ask myself, because I know I'm not being cheated on. I'm not in a committed relationship. I don't have a girlfriend right now, so I can't be getting cheated on, right? So I know it's not that. It can't be real. So what is my subconscious trying to tell me, right? So I think one thing is trying to tell me is that there's definitely more versions of myself than I recognize. So even when we talked about this on the show, we talk about bringing all versions of ourselves into the present, right? And when we looked at that perspective of bringing all versions of ourselves into the present, we just looked at past, present, and future. Who we were in the past, we bring them here so they can know that we've survived. We are stronger, we're smarter, we've learned the lessons, we've done great things. You are safe now. To tell our younger selves, you are safe now. I did the job. I made us safe, and we find comfort in that safe. We ask our future self, hey, how do I get to you? Like, I want to be rich. whatever that means. Rich in money, rich in spirit, whatever that means to you. You want to be rich, so you ask your future self because you already exist in that plane, right? So we've only looked at it in terms of past, present, and future, which is very linear, right? And something that kind of been kind of like a gnat in my ear is low key Toddy. Toddy has said something like, she'll point out where I've made some adjustments sometimes and I didn't even realize it, right? So in saying like there are more versions of myself than I realize is, so when you think about it, it's like in this present moment there are several versions of me that exist, right? And it's funny because I was having a conversation with a friend today too, and they were talking about these plans that they have, and they feel like the universe and God is laid the foundation for them, so they feel successful. But still, in that moment, they're still having conversations, right? So if the universe and God or whoever you look to has given you the path, then you got to say, who are we talking to? You're talking to different versions of yourself. So I recognize that in this period, there are more versions of myself that I need to bring into this time period than just past, present, and future, right? I'm learning that the energy, this healing energy that we got to get out this mindset of linear thinking, which what I was doing was past, present, and future. But in this present, there are several versions of me that exist that have conversations all the time. There is a confident version of me that does not give a care. He will walk out on stage in a purple thong. He exists in me. And then there's also a version of me that is so appalled and shocked that I could ever do something like that. These two people exist, and at any moment in time, they can be talking to me. The person with the confidence or the person with the caution. And when I start recognizing that there are so many different versions of myself that exist, I have to start asking questions like, well, what versions of myself have I not heard their voice in a long time? Like the creative version. So the funny thing about it is, like we talked about the creative blocks, that's just a version of myself that exists. That's like, yes, it's my turn to shine now. And before, I wouldn't listen to that voice. Or think about all the versions of yourself that you are having a conversation with that you are not listening to. They are telling you to do something like, hey, do this. And you still don't do it, especially where it becomes evident in those situations where you feel confident that the decision is for you to say yes, and you still can't say yes. You have to start asking yourself, what version of yourself is talking for you right now? Okay, that thing just came through late. Okay. Look, I paused because all this chat started coming through, but it's all the YouTube chat that's just, I don't know, it's just coming through late, something like that. So, which is funny. So I'm learning to, even as we look at our healing, to not necessarily look at it as a linear idea, right? And how I see it, what I was talking about, Toddy, is that it's not linear, is that you got to put yourself in a space where you can adjust to what's happening, right? So I'd have a plan where I want to work on this. Perfect example. So, and using my energy to work on other aspects of my life, I took that energy from somewhere else. So one thing I want to get back into is going back to the gym regularly, right? And I've been thinking about it and trying to do it. And then I got an email from where I live, and they said that the treadmills are all broken, right? And I was like, dang. I was about to start getting my thing back right, right? But I paused and I thought about it. It seems as though the energy is more set up for me to create, whether it be music, whether it be through the show, whether it be all the other things that we talked about doing. The energy is set up more for me to create. And I need to be able to adjust that, because prior I had that linear thinking. I have a plan and an idea. I go straight and I do that. But what if the energy is needed over here and I'm not aware of that, right? And this all ties into, man, listen, on Monday night, last night in men's group, dude, and I think I want to share some aspect of it with us because it was so fantastic that it ties in. I was going to say we can watch some of the video if time permits. Sherry, hey girl, I hope you've been having a great week in summer. I got the email and I responded. So that should make sense to you. Right. So I got the email and I responded. So 5 stars. So I did my part, right? So, oh God, it's Trey. We just back too, cause the last couple of weeks TikTok had us on strike, man. They had us banned where we weren't live on TikTok. So glad to be back. Well, anyway, on Monday night we started learning about this thing about quantum shift, right? And it's so new to me that I don't even know enough about it to be able to fully explain to you. But I just, from what I've heard, it really is doing a good job at making a connection to science and the spirituality of healing, right? But two things in this conversation that kind of stood out to me. And in this quantum shift, they go to explaining this idea of possibilities. Whether you are into the Bible, whether you atheist, it doesn't matter what your belief is. One thing is pretty consistent in all beliefs. The possibilities are endless, right? So we understand the possibilities are endless, right? But in this quantum shift, they started talking about we collapse the possibility into one idea. So that is, once we make a decision or once we make the thought, we pretty much eliminated all other possibilities. So, for example, like I just told you, I decided that this is the week that I'm going to get back in the gym regularly. So once I made that decision, I essentially I erased all other possibilities. And if I wasn't in a space that's a space of awareness, or I wasn't in a space to be able to listen to the friends that are around me that's pointing things out to me, I wouldn't even have been able to see that I had generally collapsed all the possibilities. I'd have been like, dang, I ain't been able to get in the gym, been focused so much on that, and I wouldn't have been able to see how I've been creating over here. Because the possibilities and the energy was for me to work over there. So one of the amazing things that we've been learning about with that thing is the collapsing of possibilities. And how many times have our decisions collapsed the possibilities for us? How many times? How many times have we collapsed all the potential possibilities that we could experience in our lives? We shut off all the other awareness, right? So I love that, Jones. And then what's it? The other thing that it was hitting, they gave us a word. And it's one of the things that they gave me the word that I've been trying to convey to you all for the longest. Embodiment. So essentially when it's saying, when you want to change some of those voices or those behaviors and all those things, it's a subconscious level that your body is still going to take you to responses that are familiar. So you can't just become aware of areas that you want to grow and then talk about it and that be it. You know what I mean? You can't coach yourself through it for the most part. You have to become somewhat of an embodiment, right? And by embodiment, they means you have to go out there and live as that person. You start thinking about their thoughts. You start thinking about how they think. What kind of actions do they make? And you keep doing that until it becomes the new norm for your subconscious, right? And I think that's fantastic because as we're doing this healing and we want to be the better version of ourselves, it is embodiment that we are trying to achieve. Whether you like when the Christians be talking about you got to become the embodiment of Christ, right? That means you got to go out there and live as the best version of yourself. And I just thought that was fantastic. It tied in so great to how what we've been talking about with the idea of letting go and this quantum shift. Like, it's amazing. I said if we had some time, I was going to watch a little bit of it, but we might watch a little bit of it next week, or I'm going to watch some of it. And trust me, come next week, we're going to talk about it because it tied in perfectly to what we're doing here. And it comes with a little video that is very informative. Excuse me. Okay, seriously. That's all Toddy, you still there? I bet you $5 Liberty done took a break. She'd be good for that. She'd be like, I gotta go wash the baby feet or something like that. And don't know if he going on. Oh, Toddy, you can hear. Okay, so since you here, I'm gonna play the beat for you because you can't hear it. Because you know how it started. Oh, shit. I'm gonna play both of them for you. So you can hear it. Then we'll get up out of here after I let y'all listen to my. So hold on. And I'm gonna stop everything. I told you I've been doing some automation and I've been wilding out on this. It's been a great learning experience. Let me see. Is that playing? I gotta wait till it pick up. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, see, now it's trying to embarrass me in front of family and friends. Ain't that crazy? See, that's how technology do you. And there you gotta hear the echo of me repeating it. Hey, I see. I just stuck with my original idea. I got this Iron Man puzzle. Oh, it might be playing. I can hear it. I forgot. I don't got everything playing. Toddy, can you hear it? Toddy, can you hear it? Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, it is playing. Okay. So now I can just talk crazy. So it started from just those chimes. Doo-doo-doo. Was it the chimes that we started with? No, it was this dub beat. So started with some chimes. I think I then added in. Oh no, it started with that wind thing. No, that is not what it started with. We started with the air. and I don't know if that's translating well, but and then I think I added some chimes. And then I think I added this, a 707. And then we added a little dub. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. And you know I'm from the South, so we definitely needed a bass line. And then somewhere in there I added some banjo. I added another bass line, but then the banjo will come in a minute. I'm tired, you got me sidetracked. Okay. So that's the all right. So now I'm about to stop that. Then the other one I just was messing with. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. What was it? Okay, there you go. C. What we got going on in this? I don't even remember. Okay, we started with symbols again. What is that? I have no idea. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. Boots and pants and boots and pants. I watched this dude talk about a video on how to make beats, and this dude, that's what he's talking about. Then you add to like the EDM, boots and pants and boots and pants. I was tripping. Okay. Oh, that's what we started with. That was that rock and roll thing. That's what we started with. I'm gonna stop that. Boo boo. Okay, that's what I did. The symbol. So I added some symbols. There's one symbol. Then I added two symbols. And then I added this weird sound. You know, it's the one I told you I like. Here you go with that Eminem crap. There you go. See, nah, this that 1939 player, girl. You're gonna be a hater all your life. Get on some of this 1939 player. So then that went with my guitar riff. Okay, and this was my breakdown. So I gotta automate it. It's still work I gotta do. singing and grinning. We did. Boom. So that's my new one. I'm gonna do some work on that one. I actually like that one. I think it's my more favorite of the two. So I think I'm doing a fantastic job between learning how to play the ukulele, right? Now I'm so Swami on the beats. Life is goddamn, you know what I mean? Life is lifing fantastically. Okay, I'll stop goddamn driving y'all crazy with my beats. All right. Okay, so thanks for hanging in there, man. It's been our time. It's been a fantastic show for a freestyle show. We just talked and did some randomness. I hope to catch you Thursday, the Thursday Night Book Club, where we will continue our discussion. No, we're not discussing anything. We continue reading Makes Me Wanna Holler. We probably have a little more than halfway through that book, so we got pages and pages and chapters left. But it's a great book. Gives you real perspective on male thought process. So I hope to catch you Thursday for Thursday Night Book Club. Makes Me Wanna Holler, Nathan McCall. Or you can come back next Tuesday for Soul Swami Live. I think we are really going to start talking about that quantum shift in some form or fashion. Whether we watch a little bit and have discussion, I think I might do it like that. We're going to watch a little bit, then have some discussions because it's a wild topic. And then play a little bit more and have a little bit more discussion and something like that. But I think that's where we'll go next Tuesday. It's the 4th of July this weekend. I hope you get all the fireworks and celebrate. I hope you got the day off because I do. Whoop, 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 whoop. Too excited. So forgive me. Again, I appreciate your support. I appreciate your time and much gratitude, blessings, and love to each and every one of you all. And thanks again, Soul Family. I'm going to take you out with the boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. Peace, family.